but I kind of wanted to address like why I don't post social work videos anymore. Good morning. Today is a good day, number one, because it is Labor Day week, I guess. It's a 4-day work week today. My coffee is doing something over there. I apologize for the sound. I'm actually not sure. I don't usually hear that sound quite like that. Today is also a good day because I get to go into work a little bit late. I have a dentist appointment this morning, which isn't that exciting, but I'm planning on like sandwiching some exciting things around it so that it could just be more of a fun, out of routine day. I was talking to Zach yesterday and I was like, I don't know how to do something that's outside of my work routine. Like, how am I supposed to go to the dentist in the morning instead of work? I'll be fine. It was just like weird in my head, like trying to come up with like, okay, I have to leave at this time actually, and then drive here, and just this whole thing. I feel like the dentist being every 6 months is like a weird bookmark on life, to where it makes me think of like, oh, last year August, where was I at? A year and a half ago February, where was I at? But today I'm here. Just wanted to welcome you to the week before we got too far into it. I'm planning on chatting this week, updating you on all kinds of things while also just going through the work week. So glad you're here.
I should be the last to know we're all in this. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. Hello, Ramona. I mistook you for...
One of my fun activities was that I was going to go pick up a book that's been ready to get picked up for a whole week now, and the bookstore doesn't open till 10, which makes sense. I should have thought of it, but I also tried to go get it yesterday and they were closed all Labor Day. Like, I was thinking maybe they would just have altered hours, but they were just entirely closed. And so at least this time I realized before driving over there that that was the case. But instead, I'm going to pick up a bagel from Einstein Brothers because it was free with purchase. And so my purchase is a coffee and my bagel is my bagel. And I'm excited for that. The dentist went very well. Everything was perfect. No cavities. My baby tooth is still in my mouth. My 3 implants are doing well. But let's get this bagel. Good morning. I have a mobile pickup for Anna. Yes. Thank you.
Honestly don't. I should be the last to know.
It's so funny to me how arriving to work at 9:15 a.m. feels like I just had this whole morning off. Like, I don't know, I feel off routine, just like I thought I would. But I mean, 10 out of 10 recommend going to the dentist. I used to stress myself out by not going, and now here I am going to the dentist. I did get to work, and since it was a 3-day weekend and then I was even getting in late, I just felt like I had no idea what was going on. Gosh, I feel like everything changed over the weekend. Like, new patients, lost patients. Today was less cutesy than it maybe could have been. But I spent a lot of my day working on like bereavement resources, which is good and is making an impact, but it's not an easy part of the job. And so I tried to balance that by like going and hanging out with babies who needed someone to hang out with them, read a few little books, that kind of thing, which I think was a good balance. I feel like I loved the 3-day weekend. 10 out of 10 would do that anytime, but it is like, it's such a weird feeling going back into routine, because it's like, oh, this is my thing again. Like, this is my work week again. We're just like right back in it. Same old, same old. And it's weird because I like doing things, I think, to break up my routine and like try something new and keep life interesting. But then also like sometimes breaking up my routine too much is like, ooh, slow down a little bit. Like, what are we doing? But my big things coming up, honestly, every single day of this work week will have something a little different. Went to the dentist this morning, as you know, pop quiz. Where did I go this morning? Oh, the dentist. Tomorrow and Thursday, I think I'm gonna try a new workout class, which is nerve-wracking. But hopefully, like, once I go, if I I like it, I can just keep going, and eventually it'll feel like nothing. Like it'll just be another thing to go do. But the first time is always hard. But the one I want to try tomorrow, I forget what it's called, but it's like a mix weights and cardio and endurance, and it says it's like something different every time. So like sometimes it's AMRAP, sometimes it's HIIT, sometimes it's stations, which also kind of stresses me out because like you don't really know what you're going and doing, but it should be fine. That one's tomorrow's, and then on Thursday there's like a cardio dance one that is at the time that I'm available for, and so I figure I'll just try it and see if it's good. But I'm gonna give myself a rest day today because I worked out a lot over the weekend, and so rest day today, those things tomorrow, and then Friday I have a training off-site in the morning, which will bring me in later in the day, so a little something different there too. All that to say though, circling back to where I started, jolting back into the like mundane routine work week of things just makes me feel like I have no thoughts. Like it just makes me feel like I'm this little robot going back into the work week. I feel like 3-day weekends give you this perspective of like, life outside of work, outside of the 9 to 5, and then you're back in your 9 to 5 and you're like, life in the 9 to 5. But I'm planning on showering, getting all clean, making a smoothie, I think is what I want to make, and then rotting on the couch a little bit. The only like chore I need to do that's like on my to-do list is laundry that's sitting right next to me. But I was actually really good this weekend about getting things done, and I even tackled the little corner that I hadn't fully unpacked since moving. I tackled that corner and it looks great. And by tackled it, I mean I just took all the stuff that didn't have homes and put it in a bag and put it in the top of the closet, which is a solution. Like that does work. It is out of sight. Everything looks great. We're not using all that stuff. So that was good progress. But I was like so productive this weekend that there's like, what is there for me to do right now? I get to hang out. How fun.
Holy cow.
I was too weenie to try the new workout class yesterday. I was too weenie. I couldn't do it. Maybe next week. I did go like to the gym on my own and just did my own stuff again, which ended up being fine. Like I didn't feel like I needed something different whenever I was doing that. But I was planning that for myself this week. And I was like, oh, that'll make fun vlog content, and that'll like switch up the week a little bit. But I honestly just had a crazy busy day yesterday at work. And I mean, I'd already not signed up for the class before even going into the day of work, but I just kind of like foresaw that it was gonna be a crazy busy day. That's my coffee, ignore that. And then I was right. A weird sound. We've had our Keurig for 3 going on a half years, and it's been great the whole time, but I do think it's kind of reaching the end of its time, so I may be putting a Keurig on our wedding registry too. But yeah, work yesterday, I arrived early, didn't take a lunch, and had 100% productivity and didn't even finish all of my notes. So there's that. I barely finished even the notes that I like needed to do yesterday, and then I just have quite a few waiting for me whenever I get in this morning, which I had thought that Zach and I were driving, but he actually just left. I'm taking transport this morning, which is fine, and I should still be fine time-wise, but it just like is a shift. I wasn't thinking I was doing that this morning, but I will be. So now that my coffee's finished, I'll just grab that and go. I have like a little protein shake that I brought yesterday in the fridge at work that I forgot about that I think I'll have for breakfast this morning, and then today is our long rounds day. I have 2 different separate sets of rounds, which should be fine, and hopefully go quick, or at least go in a way of like where I can be working on my stuff during it. It's just like I hate leaving, not having everything wrapped up, and I was about to stay late yesterday, and then I was like, no, you're not doing that. You can just do your notes tomorrow. But now I just have to like actually do my notes today now. But it's not even just notes. Like there's also like tasks that I'm working on. It was whole big things that I wish I could dive into, but I'm gonna protect my peace, protect your peace. We don't have to rehash back into it. And we'll get on with the day today. You said what smells really good?
Just the area.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what it is.
Can you even see us?
I don't know, but I think the headlights might have made it so you can for like a moment. There, now you can. That Lime bike just made me jump. Welcome to Inman Park at night. Walking to the car from the Beltline. We parked further out than I felt like we did.
What is that? He's made this walk and walk.
That's true.
I mean, I've
That's
parked
something-
almost the exact same.
That's something Zach and I were, oh gosh, with the flashlight in my face, I cannot see the divots.
You're blinded.
I cannot see the divots in the brick. Zach and I used to come here all the time, and then we moved further from here, so we haven't been here in a little bit. And walking this time, there's like so many small changes of just like different decorations on porches, or one tree was knocked down, to where it made me feel kind of sad that we haven't been here that recently. We used to know it so well, and now things are like different. Like the divots in the ground. Maybe I could have used to do that without even looking at them. Maybe. You never will know. I mean, look how cute house is.
Watch out.
Don't need those. We got home past my bedtime last night, and I'm feeling it, and I feel like I look it too. It wasn't even that late, but I'm like always in bed by 9:30, and last night I was not. But it was really fun because a friend from college was in town, so we went and saw other friends from college, and it was so fun. It also like made me feel so grown and old because it was like sitting around a table at Brewdog talking about like work and meetings and things like that. Like, oh, what hobbies have you picked up on since being in the working world? Like, just it is so different than the last time that I saw these people, but like in a good way. But it just was like hitting of like, oh, this is not a little college hangout right now. I did get to sleep in a tad bit this morning. Like my alarm went off at 6:45. We lost power last night. I don't know why or what for. But my alarm went off at 6:45. I woke up like a little bit before it and just was laying in bed. But because I have a training this morning, which I'm thinking will probably get me into actual work at like noon, which is nice, except for the fact that I like actually have things to do. So I'm hoping that it can end up being like, I can just get in at noon, knock those things out quick, and then like not a single new thing comes up. Nothing else comes up at all. And then we've made it to the weekend. Kind of what I'm hoping for. I don't know what the training will be today. It's the third round of training in the new location that I'll be working in. Same job, new location, coming at the end of this month. And so the first ones were like just introductory, get to know the building. The second one was like practice knowing the building. Maybe this one's gonna be like even further practice knowing the building. I'm not sure. But I know I'll also get like a laptop when I'm there, and they'll do some like techie stuff too this morning. So like not so super fun, but also like a nice switch up from the regular workday routine, and the people who are coming with me at the same time are fun people too. So it should be good. I'm making eggs behind me. They're cooking back there. I'm gonna make coffee. I had a 5-drink day yesterday, and it honestly was great. I never have been a soda person, and I probably like, why pick it up, except I think it's fine. Zach started getting Diet Cokes, and so now I've started drinking Diet Cokes, and not in an excessive amount at all, like maybe one every 2 or 3 days. Except for yesterday, I made a little TikTok because I had 5 drinks set up on my desk for the end of the day. One was my water, one was my coffee, one was a protein shake that I've made, one was a Body Armor, and one was a Diet Coke. And I was like, that, yeah, 5-drink kind of day. So I'm gonna bring both of these to make my coffee, and I still have some time. It'll probably be the perfect amount of time, like once my eggs are done. This is probably obvious, since I was just talking about going to see friends last night, but I also did not go to the second workout class that I was like kind of planning to at the beginning of the week because these plans came up. So ended up being good. I need my coffee. The way I get through the week is by deciding what the little coffee brekky situation is going to be on Saturday. And this week we're headed back to San Fran. I haven't been in a very long time, and I just recently learned of one of their drinks on their summer menu that I'm going to love, but I haven't tried because I didn't know it existed. So that's the goal for today, along with some brekky. What were you gonna say?
Do you want to do Stone Mountain tomorrow?
Ooh, that could be fun. Belly full, brain caffeinated, and on the way to pick up a book that's been ready since August
A decade ago.
27th at the bookstore that I pre-ordered and have not actually got to pick up. So we're gonna go get that. This week was the kind of week that made me want to Google if like Mercury's in retrograde or something. It was just weird. It was just wild. Not everything was like bad, but I feel like everything was just a little bit wild in some sense of the word. Saturday morning, we have gotten a good start off to the day. We went and got coffee, and I finally picked up this book, the one that I tried to get on Labor Day. I tried to get after my dentist appointment, and I'm excited. I definitely have not read as much lately as I used to, and by lately I mean like since maybe March or April. I feel like in my free time I'm now watching Criminal Minds and playing Candy Crush, but I do want to read again, and this is the third book by the same author that did Icebreaker, and then Wildfire was the second one, and then Daydream is this one, and it came out August 27th. So at some point I will definitely be reading that, and I am definitely looking forward to it. The nice thing is that we've already had our like fun Saturday morning going to pick up the book, going to get coffee, and it's 11:30 right now, so I still have time in the day. I do plan on doing 60 minutes of stairs today because it's hair wash day, and last weekend whenever I did that I was like, okay, I'm gonna try for this to be like a thing. So we'll see if I can do it again today. Honestly, I don't think I could read on the Stairmaster, and I think it would have to be Kindle, not physical book if I was, but I usually have just been like listening to music, doing TikToks, playing solitaire on Stairmaster. I don't know what time I'll do that. I think I'll wait a little bit, have like a light lunch, and then go to the stairs after that. I can't stop yawning, but I slept really well last night, and I slept like deeply until 7:40. Like I woke up out of a dream at 7:40, which is a little bit late for me. I feel like there's one more. Oh, what I just was doing before I just picked up the camera. I feel like it's been once every 2 weeks or so I will remember that there was a literal wedding dress sitting in my closet. So I just tried it on again. Just, you know, to see what it looked like. Had to remember what it looked like. And be like, yeah, let's put that on my body. And it was so fun. I was just walking around in it. Zach's working out, so I texted him and was like, how much longer of your workout do you have? Like, do I have time to put on my wedding dress? And he was like, yep, you have time. It was fun. I think I'm gonna order, we talked about this in last weekend's wedding planning vlog, but I think I'm gonna order my shoes that I'm gonna get, and I have 2 dresses that are maybe reception dress and night before dress that are arriving on Tuesday that I'll get to try on. So honestly, yeah, I will order my shoes so that then I can try on my shoes with those dresses whenever they come. Oh, that's exciting. Actually gives me a task to do while watching Criminal Minds. But I wanted to check in. Every week I'm like, I am gonna vlog so much, I'm gonna chat so much, and I feel like there has been a part that has gotten harder about like coming back from a hard day and discussing it. This is actually something I forgot that I was going to talk about this. I think I'm going to put it in the title, so if you've had to watch like 25 minutes of me to get here, sorry about that. But I kind of wanted to address like why I don't post social work videos anymore. Air quotes, because I feel like I do still talk about social work in videos, but I don't make like social worker educational videos, and I definitely have also toned down on even like social work Q&As or like social worker day in the lives, week in the lives, which I know some people have noticed, and I sometimes get comments and stuff about like wanting to post more social work videos. I feel like there's a couple things that go into why that has toned down, and this is not me saying like, oh, I'm never gonna post a social work video again. Absolutely not. And it's also not me saying like, oh, I'm not gonna talk about social work, because I still do to the extent that it's relevant. But a couple things that have gone into this. Number one, I am now over 2 years post-grad from my master's, which I don't know, like your 20s is a weird time anyways, as you're like finding your identity and like figuring out the things that are important to you. And I mean, the whole beginning of your life is shaped in like school and choosing your career and like making steps towards that career. And I do feel like there is a healthy transition once you are settled in a job of like figuring out what your life is around that job and outside of that job and who you are outside of that job. I don't know if that's something that everyone like quote unquote struggles with, but I do think it's healthy to not focus like your entire identity on a job. And obviously whenever I made this YouTube channel, I was in the thick of school. I like was making it to be a social work content creator, and I still am that, because any video that I post that maybe is more lifestyle or more about like a weekend trip or wedding planning or something else that's like separate from social work, it still is like me as a social worker living this life. And so I hope that it can still provide like inspiration to people who are, because I know there's lots of students or people who want to become social workers who are my audience, and I love that. And there also is people in the audience that have nothing to do with social work, and I love that too. I love that you're just here for me. Like, I adore that. So I hope that even if if a video is not like specifically focused on social work, that I still am a social worker, so it still like is in the context. Number two, I feel like in a job that is more prone to burnout, which social work is, it can be extra healthy to not necessarily focus on it too far out of the 9 to 5. And there are definitely some days that I get home from work and I'm like, I do not want to talk about it. Like I can process it, but I don't want to like recap it in my head or like focus everything around it. Like I think it's healthy lots of times for whenever I clock out for that to be the end of my social work day, and making content about social work outside of work hours has become more taxing and less rewarding for me. But saying that, I have so many videos on my channel of like social work Q&As, stuff about grad school, stuff about having social work as your major, stuff like what I wish I would have known. I have videos on theories, I have like advice videos, I have tips videos, what's in my bag, preparing for your internship. Like there are so many videos that I have made over the years that I made so much better at the time that I was making them than I would if I was making it now. Like right now, if I was making a video about preparing for your social work internship, it would honestly be like kind of out of touch because it's been so long since I've done that. And so I feel like I have a whole entire backlist of videos that I know it's annoying to be like, I already made those videos, so go watch those videos. But I feel like lots of times I get requests that's like, can you talk about your grad school experience? I'm like, I literally vlogged my entire grad school experience. Like anything you could possibly want to know and more is available on this channel about like social work grad school. Or like, can you give tips about what it's like to be a social work major? There are so many videos on this channel. And I'm saying that in the way of like, I don't know how much more I have to say that is new about the profession of social work because I've said it so much. And I feel like when you're in school and you're surrounded by social workers and you're focused on being a social worker, I had a lot more critical thoughts about social work than I necessarily do now. And I feel like it wouldn't be fair for me to be like, oh, I'm less passionate, because I don't think that's necessary. I don't know if that's true, but it's like something is so exciting when you're coming into it. And now I've been doing it for 2 years. And so it's just like, I have less to talk about. And also I feel like it's healthy to sometimes keep social work within my work hours. So that is honestly why there's less like social work videos and there's less social work educational videos, because I am not receiving a social work education anymore. Like I'm not actively thinking in theories. Like I do continuing education units about like special topics and things like that, but I am so much less in the like learning academic world of social work than I was a couple years ago. And I have like less reflections on entering the job force as a social worker and things like that than I did last year. And I think there'll definitely be things that come up that are still social work related and relevant and relatable that I will include in videos as they come up, because that's part of my life. For example, whenever I get my clinical license, like you will definitely be hearing about that. But I just feel like there's less like new thoughts that I'm having about being a social worker that I feel like, oh, I need to share this, I need to teach this, because I feel like a lot I've already shared and already taught. And those videos, I knew more when I was making them then than I would if I were remaking it now. Anyways, I did just want to talk about it because, like I said, I know people notice. And by talking about it, I'm not saying like, oh, from here on out, my videos are changing, I'm never talking about social work again. I'm more so just saying that given the time of life that I'm in, there is so much great content on this channel, and I will talk about social work to the extent that it continues to be relevant to me. I spend 40 hours a week doing it, but it's just like, it's not all new stuff to talk about in vlogs and everything all 40 hours a week. And along with that, it is very healthy and joyous for me to stop thinking about it at 4:30 p.m. So videos are the same as they have been up until this point. I just wanted to like explain my reasoning for change as I am continuing to grow and get further post-grad and get older and wiser. Older and something. But anyways, on the Saturday.
If I love you harder than I've ever done before.
I did the 60 minutes of stairs today, which I'm feeling so proud of myself for, and obviously have washed my hair, everything, because I was so sweaty. It was 82 degrees in the apartment gym. Why are apartment gyms always so toasty? I don't know, but 82 degrees feels absurd. And I've eaten dinner now, like cleaned up the kitchen. I spent a lot of time editing actually this video today, so that felt good. And I'm going to, this feels big for me because I'm so tempted to sit down and watch Criminal Minds, but I'm gonna start reading Daydream. Like we talked about, this is Daydream by Hannah Grace, and oh, its summary in the back's pretty short. When his procrastination lands him in a difficult class with his least favorite professor, Henry Turner knows he's going to have to work extra hard to survive his junior year of college. And now with his new role as captain of the hockey team, Henry absolutely cannot fail. Enter Hallie Jacobs, a fellow junior whom Henry befriends when he accidentally crashes her book club. Hallie may not have the romantic pursuits of her favorite fictional leads or the experiences for the novel she's trying to write, but she's an academic superstar, and as soon as she hears about Henry's problems with his class, class, she offers to help. She knows that new experiences are the key to beating her self-doubt, and Henry's promising to be the one to give them to her. They just need to stick to their rule book where item 4 reads, don't fall in love. So maybe they're like gonna be fake dating? I don't know. It's thicker. Like I said, I liked her other 2 books. I really want to be back into reading. Like I want to read. I just like don't want to read. I guess it could be a slump, but I just like haven't been thinking about it that much. And I'm like, what's gonna be so interesting in here? Like that Criminal Minds wouldn't have. But I'm gonna get on with this, and we've done, I guess it's the end of the week, really. I'll do a Sunday reset tomorrow. I think that's my plan. And then always big things coming, always exciting things coming. I plan to do a weekly vlog again for the next work week that's coming up. I hope that it's better. Next weekend I'm going home to Missouri, so that'll be a little weekend vlog that I'm planning on. We have like something going on if not every other weekend from now until like forever, it seems like. But it's really exciting things. Make sure to subscribe before you go. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you next time.
A little harder. If I love